Concepts, Rogue Warrior Training Compound here in Schaumburg, fucking Illinois. Here we go, guys. This is gonna be a good video for you guys today. I don't remember the dude's name that left a comment in the last video, but kind of had some technical difficulties with our Yubidori video. Go figure, I'm working off of an iMac, and Final Cut Pro is hasn't been a fan of mine the last couple times. It's taken me quite some time to actually upload these videos, so Final Cut Pro, you can suck a fucking bag of dicks. You suck, man, seriously. This is bullshit. All the other videos upload great. Final Cut Pro, fuck you. So, unfortunately, Yubidori was gonna be the next video. It's done, it's shot. For whatever reason, I can't upload it onto YouTube. So, I'm taking a request, which I normally don't do from my YouTube fans that are out there. I take it into consideration, considering that I got a long list of stuff that I'm gonna be doing, as I've said many times before, but this time, this was a pretty good request. And like I said, I don't remember the gentleman's name that actually made the request. You know who you are, especially when you see this video. So today, I'm gonna show you guys a traditional Aikido technique. Then I'm going to show you guys the Tenshin Aikido version of that technique. And then lastly, you're going to see the cut down combative concepts version of that technique. So, considering that Aikido allegedly has 10,000 techniques of all their Aikido stuff, sifting through the ideas of what would be a really good video to do it on, today we're doing it on kote gaishi. Kote means wrist in Japanese, gaishi means reversal, so it's a wrist reversal. This is a universal wrist lock that's used in several different martial arts, from Kali to Wing Chun to Karate to Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, Ninjutsu. It's used all over the place, so it's nothing that's been, just invented 6 years ago. This technique's been around forever. So the traditional version of it is, like I've said before in the past, it's the country two-step, the way how it's taught, never gonna pull that off in a million years on the street, okay? It is what it is, plain and simple. I don't really have a lot more to talk about when it comes to that. The Tenshin Aikido version is a more cut down, more practical version. It incorporates hand deflections. That is something that can be used out in the street, especially when it's cut down a little bit further. And then the combative concepts version is pretty much straight to the point. Okay, so with that being said, Chris Looper here is today to help me demonstrate this. And once again, like I've said before in the last couple videos, you guys with the comments have been phenomenal. You guys have been absolutely fucking awesome with the comments. I greatly appreciate everything that everyone's saying. I greatly appreciate some of the people that are commenting about, hey, this is an Aikido demonstration. That's what this is. It's an Aikido demonstration, okay? And you're gonna see a traditional version, a Tenshin version, and a combative concepts version like I just mentioned. So keep that in mind when you guys are watching this, all right? So the first one that we're gonna do it off of the same attack for the most part. So in traditional Aikido, a strike to the face is called menski. So men is head, so it's a strike to the head. In Tenshin Aikido, we use the term kauski, K-A-O-ski, T-S-U-K-I. That means a punch to the face. Same thing, right? You fucking think it's like, hey, it's punch in the head, punch the face. What the fuck is the difference? It's the terminology. So the traditional guys use menski, Tenshin guys use kauski. Combative concepts, it's just a punch to the fucking face, plain and simple. It's just, you're getting punched in the mouth. Bottom line, that's what it is. So with menski, which I kind of have problems with some of this stuff because the punch, when it comes off to the face, there's no hand deflection. There's nothing that's going to deflect this from a traditional standpoint. So basically, you're just moving and catching this out of the air to apply this technique. Okay? So when you think about it, if you get some lightning fast guy that throws punches, now granted, like I said, this is traditional, so traditional Aikido people are really going to have that intent to punch you in the face. So naturally, you're just going to move out of the way, you're going to capture this, and then you're going to apply kote gaishi. Okay? Now, just so you can see this real quick, kote gaishi, as you apply this, in traditional Aikido, okay, the way how it's done is it covers the hand. So as you're applying this, You're grabbing the fatty part of the hand, basically your thumb, with your 4 fingers, and then you're taking your thumb and you're putting it behind the ring finger or pinky finger. I usually have it in the ring finger or right between those 2 bones right there, and I apply this. The secondary hand that actually is the throwing hand, the power hand, covers the fingers and bends the hand over to where you could actually apply the wrist lock. So when you see this in traditional Aikido, they apply this and they project away. Okay? I also have an issue with that. Projecting people out, the whole non-confrontational, love, peace, and harmony, all that stuff, I get it. When you're projecting somebody away, all you're doing is you're allowing that person to escape. You can escape from that technique when it's projected away. Okay? You're basically avoiding confrontation. I get it. Guys, you know, a bunch of grass-eating tree huggers, you know, you guys don't want violence, but you know what? I hate to tell you, you need to incorporate some violence within your martial arts training because that's what this stuff does. It creates violence, especially when you're being attacked. You have to violently stop the attacker from hurting you, right? Now, with that being said, projecting away is allowing the person to get back up and attack you again. The tension application of this, kote gaishi, we drive it straight down to the ground every time. We don't project out, we don't cover the hand. We grab the hand, the secondary hand, the power hand, just like pulling the trigger on the shotgun. So when this hand comes up, you're applying this and you're not projecting out, you're projecting straight down. And if you look at his arm, the way how his arm is bent, you want that in that configuration as you're applying this. As you're crushing that wrist and you're dropping him down, you want that. That is what's going to help him to flip over or get him to flip over. Plus, a very good possibility you're going to break the wrist that way, especially if somebody's being non-compliant, which most people are not compliant on the street. But if you want this to be effective and powerful, this is where you want to be. So then when you apply this, this goes straight down to the ground. Boom. There's no escaping that. If you project out, you're going to find yourself in a position where you're going to have to defend yourself again. If you project straight down, it's either they stop the fall with their head, or you do it hard enough to where they actually have to break fall and save their wrist from being broken. Okay, so one more time for the static position of this, kote gaishi, projecting out, traditional application. It's hard to actually do this the wrong way when you do it this way all the time. This creates an annoying pain across the top of the hand as you apply this. So projecting out versus projecting down. You can see the more powerful application of it, and it's straight down to the ground. You want them falling at your feet, plain and simple. Why throw them away from you? Throw them straight down to the ground and bury them. Just bury them right into the ground, plain and simple. So, again, from the traditional aspect of this, from the punch to the face, you're just going to catch this out of midair. Traditional Aikido. Then from there, here comes the hand. It's going to cover over the top, and you're going to project away. Okay? One more time. So tenkan, project away. Okay? The tension application of this from Akowski, okay? You can do this from different hand deflections. Mainly the two that we use is uka nagashi or suriage. So from the suriage aspect of this, you're getting this hand deflection from here. Actually, let's turn this way so you can see this. So right from here, this hand captures. Okay, so as it happens, slow motion. As that happens, this hand now captures. This is where this becomes a lot more realistic because in a traditional aspect of this, there is none of that. You have to get out of the way. You have to be able to move out of the way and catch this. I don't know anybody that can catch a speeding bullet with their fucking teeth. So how are you going to catch a punch coming at you at 65 miles an hour or faster, especially when it's a punch pull back? That's going to be impossible to do. So from the tension application, the suriage deflection, right from here, you have that right away. You're moving right away. Boom, capture. And then our pins are a lot different as well. We lock up on the pin. As you can see, Chris is extremely flexible. You push that down and you're leaning up against it with the inside of your calf. Then you would step on his hand and walk away. So he can't grab you from that point. So, one more time. The deflection of this, right here, you turn. This leg goes out, this leg engages as you pull the trigger on the shotgun. And you throw. Very effective in that sense. So one more time. Application, you have that. And even if you don't go any further than this, you have other techniques like nuroskiage, whatever you want. Okay? But the punch application is moving from the deflection, then throwing. Okay? One more time, please. So deflection, throw. Remember, all kote gaishi and Tenshin Aikido, straight down to the ground. Want to drill them right into the ground every time. The traditional aspect of this is that. A really good way of showing the traditional aspect is off of yokomenuchi. Yokomenuchi is this technique, and you're basically guiding one hand to the next, so the transition. Then this big tenkan movement, then this throw. How does that work? You know, one more time with that. From here you're capturing, transitioning, and then you're throwing. See how he's projected out? Okay, other side. So, this projection of this, tenkan, and then this throw. Okay, I'm not trying to water it down, I'm showing you the way how it was shown to me 20 years ago. Okay, one more time, same thing. So this transition of this, capturing, then this throw. And if I do it any harder than him, it's going to be, you know, harder to catch up. Throw. If I do it from ukinagashi, it's faster. Okay, like ukinagashi, here, faster. Right into the pin. Okay, so from a yokomen, ukinagashi. Okay, ukinagashi, there's the capture, there's the explosion. Cut down version. Okay? So, that was the traditional version of kote gaishi and the Tenshin version of kote gaishi. We'll be right back in 1 second to show you the combative concepts version. Okay, we're back. We got changed into our regular clothes. This is what we normally train in anyways with the combative concepts training. So first we showed you the traditional version of several different variations of kote gaishi. You know, from a knife hit right to the side of the head, yokomen, and mensuki, punch to the face. Then we went to the Tenshin Aikido version with ukinagashi, with suriage, and some of the B-roll. I think we did some ushiro. We did an ushiro as a technique, a katate dori technique. So some different variations there with what the kote gaishi is, and you know, went into an explanation of how kote gaishi is applied and how the whole downward aspect is extremely important for the application of it. Now, like I said before we took our break, switching to this gear, I'm going to show you the combative concepts version on this. So this is even a little bit more cut down version. You're still going to see some of the Tenshin Aikido that's involved in this. Okay, so you know, just to recap real quick, it's like this application is the same. Okay, the application of Tenshin Aikido straight down, as you can see the way how his arm is moving, that's when you know you have him. If you're stretching him out, there is definitely room for reverse where Chris can grab onto my finger, finger, other hand, finger, and apply Yubidori into that technique and take me straight down the ground, break my finger, whatever the case is. So as he applies this, you can take this down, but I can easily reverse this right into Sankyo if you know what you're doing. Then you apply this, then you can go into kote gaishi. Okay? So if you're applying kote gaishi and you extend out, look at where my hand is. Even with my hand closed on this, even if I don't have a firm grip, he can capture my fingers right away and reverse this technique right into Yubidori and start applying this Yubidori into me. Now granted, I can reverse this on him into all different kinds of stuff at that point. Okay, so you have to be able to be pliable with the technique to be able to do this. So obviously, if I go to attack Chris and Chris does kote gaishi and starts projecting out, at this point I can capture this right into another technique. So I can reverse it on him. So the combative concepts version is straight down to the ground. You're crushing this. This also incorporates things that are not in Tenshin Aikido and that are definitely not in traditional Aikido, for the simple aspect as you're applying this knee strike to the face. Either side knee strike to the face, however you want to do it. So when this comes back up, when this goes straight down, boom, there's the knee right away. Then you can push out at that point. Then you can go into your pin. If this becomes a struggle where you can't get the pin to roll over, this person's being difficult, right? At that point, you can slingshot him around by grabbing his wrist, and you can bend his elbow this way and snap his elbow. That's one version, or you can move this way and slingshot him over your shin and basically get him in that point to where you can lock him up and pin nice and hard at that point. And then for good measure, so if he does decide to get back up, stomp on his hand so he can't make a fist and try to hit you. Okay? So from a technique point, where we did Menski, traditional strike to the head, Kauski, Tenshin Aikido strike to the face. Now we're going to do a punch again to the face, but practical application, a punch, pull back, retraction, and I'm going to show you how to incorporate the hand deflection and the hammer fist strike from the top 5 man stoppers. Then I'm going to show you the application of kote gaishi from the combative concepts viewpoint. So as he punches, deflect, one more time, deflect, grab, strike. So right way, so from here, boom, explode right into his face. Then at that point, grab the wrist, crush this down into kote gaishi. Then you can roll over if you want, or you can break his elbow, or you can slingshot him over into this pin. Now from a Tenshin Aikido standpoint, you have this traditional pin for Tenshin Aikido, which buries his face into the ground because this is all straight lined from wrist. You're still applying, you're not just holding this, you're applying this pressure. This all becomes straight, so you got all one straight line. You're driving his shoulder on the ground, which is actually driving his face in the mat. Now Chris, don't move. How many of you guys play baseball? You're out in the outfield, right, left, center field, whatever, and you're waiting for that guy to hit the ball. You got your mitt, whatever. This is the stance you want to be in. This is how basically how I relate this pin to people that would understand playing baseball or any type of athletic sport. You're waiting to receive a kickoff or something like that, whatever the case may be. This is a relaxed position that you see people do a lot in professional sports or sports in general. I did it when I played Pee Wee football and stuff when I was a kid. So this is the same position. This is how I identify this with the real world, sports and stuff. So you have this pin, you apply this. If you want to make this worse, you bend the elbow and you ride this down. Another application of this, you can bend this and have your your knee on his hand, and you can lock this up, or you can lock it this way and put your knee past his wrist to where he can't escape. Then at that point, you can start delivering hammer fists to the ribs. Okay, so one more time. So from the strike, boom, back fist right away. Fly the kote gaishi straight down. And from there, you can roll him over, right into this pin. Here I actually have his arm locked up with my other foot. It can be done either side. It's ambidextrous. And start wailing away at the ribs, and then get away. Okay? Another application that you can do with this, if somebody's like in your face, hey, fuck you, blah, 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 whatever, you can go right from this position here, grab the hand straight down the ground. Same aspect. Pin, whatever you want, slingshot over, whatever you want, however you want to do it. Any of those techniques will work. From a shoving aspect, you can grab onto the wrist. Even from a suriage, you can grab on the wrist to where you get into a technique that we call hijijime, which is almost similar to a nikyo lock. Hijijime, into a yugidori, into a straight down kote gaishi. From there, you can pin him out this way, step across his body, break his elbow, hammer fist to the temple, and you can walk off. List goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. okay? There's a lot of things you can do from that. You know, from the shoving aspect again, capturing to where you have that locked up. And even if you mess up on that, he pulls back from there, you still have the Nikyo lock into the Yubidori, into the Sankyo, Shionage variation, choke if you wanted, come back into this, however you want to be able to do this. From here, dangerous, but you can actually move into this and apply the gaishi that way and still have this pin. You okay, bro? Hey. And still have that. So, hopefully, this answers the request of the YouTube fan out there that asked to see this. I don't think I'll be doing too many more videos like this. This is kind of like a one and done type of thing. Too much explanation, too much time. But I said, hey, what the fuck? This is a good idea. Let's do it. Good video, man. Check it out. Like, subscribe, share it. Definitely share this. You know, I like the comments. You know, you guys have been great. Really have been. It is what it is. This is what we do. You're either gonna love me or you're gonna fucking hate me. But eventually, you're gonna love the fucking hate me because I bring the shit, man. I really do. Look at the other videos. This is no joke. It's gonna keep going. The videos are gonna keep going. I'm gonna be touching base on stuff that has nothing to do with Aikido. Okay, we got a stick video that we're gonna be doing pretty soon. That's gonna be entertaining for you guys. It's also gonna be educational as well because I got some pretty cool stuff that I wanna show with that. I'm also gonna show some deflections from kicks. Have you guys see a demonstration on deflections against being grabbed. You know, there's so much stuff in the making, there's just so much stuff, and I don't have enough time in a week to film all this stuff. So eventually one day I'm gonna get to that point where I can just do 10 videos a week, and that'd be great. I'd love to be able to share this knowledge with every single one of you as much as I can. So that's it for us for this video. Traditional, Tenshin, combative concepts, kote gaishi. Like I said, like the video, share the video. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Greatly appreciated. That's it. Len Sly, Chris Looper, Road Warrior Training Compound here in Schaumburg, fucking Illinois, baby. We are back hardcore. We'll see you next time. Thanks for fucking watching. Peace out.